Welcome to the AL.com film room. I'm Matt Scalisi here with Cole Cubelic, our Auburn football analyst. We're going to be breaking down Auburn's loss to Texas A&M this week. Cole, a surprising loss for Auburn. I don't think a lot of people saw this coming, but you certainly have pointed out over the course of this season some of these issues that Auburn's been having on defense. Seems like they finally sort of caught up to Auburn in this game.
And it's not just defense, it's all three phases of the game. It's just mistakes. You can go out and you can put up boatloads of yards and you can score a lot of points, but if you turn the football over and you have penalties and you make special team mistakes and lose special teams and give up points on special teams, at some point in time you're going to get beat. It doesn't matter how much better the team is than you are, and it doesn't matter how much worse the team is than you are. You cannot continuously do the things that Auburn's been doing, living on the edge. And I hate the term lucky. I don't believe in luck in football, just like I don't believe in should-haves in football. It's not luck. You make your own luck, and you go out there with an intention to make a play, and you either make the play or you don't. Someone defends it or you make the play. But if you give the football to your opponent and you continue to hurt yourself with penalties, and defensively you cannot improve on the mistakes that you're making, you're going to get beat.
Well, let's take a look at some of those plays, especially when Auburn was on defense in this game.
Matt, one thing that we've talked a little bit about is the lack of an elite pass rusher on this Auburn defense and what Ellis Johnson is having to do to make up for that. And really and truly, football, it's a game of numbers. And it all comes down to numbers. So if you're having to commit extra defenders to put pressure on a quarterback in the pocket, you're going to put your guys on the back end in a bind. So here you'll see 4 guys up front, obviously going to bring the rush. Then you're going to bring 5, 6. So automatically, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you got to count the back at some point as well. Now, whether it's zone or man, either way, 5 on 5 is not good odds for guys who are going out running routes. It's not the way you want it to be. You want to have some extra help. You want to have some forgiveness at some point if a guy gets beat over the top or if you lose somebody underneath. So you're obviously in this situation putting your guys in a bind. It's a great play action fake from Kyle Allen. And you'll see Jonathan Ford immediately bite on that fake, and that's really just going to open up the slant right down the seam. So nice execution from A&M. And remember, this is still a very good offensive line. They've had to move some guys around, but they're one of the elite offensive lines coming into this season. They got a big-time leader at center. They do a nice job picking up this blitz and allowing a young quarterback just enough time to maneuver in the pocket and get rid of this football. And something that you really can't teach young quarterbacks, in my opinion, I think you can go out and you can say, this is what you need to do on this play. This is how you handle this play. And you can repeat it. But watch when Kyle Allen takes a snap. It's not just the play action, but he immediately gives a turn right towards the camera, actually, and that's going to throw off even more of that secondary. That's a veteran move right there, to just turn the shoulders, show the ball, and then understand I'm going to have to quickly distribute this football to my wide receiver who's hopefully going to be open. He knew he had the numbers on the outside. There you see the bubble screen. They're showing that. That's what the fake is for. And then, boom, he just hits Malcolm Kinney on a nice little slant. It's a veteran play from a kid that has 2 career starts under his belt. Okay, Matt, again, numbers game here for Auburn and Texas A&M. If it's going to be a run play, and this is the thing that I hate about the shotgun offset running back, because you have a pretty good idea. It's either going to be that quick toss or it's going to be the zone read, and you know which way he's going to go. So you should be able to get a pretty good beat on the run game. Now, obviously, we're seeing a little bit of zone because you see guys facing into the football. That's always going to tell you zone coverage, but you know you got man up here. That's press man coverage. 2 safeties are showing. If they're going to roll up and play man and go single safety, that's fine either way. Kyle Allen's got a pretty good idea before this ball is snapped what's going to happen. And again, we talk about a young player making veteran plays. This is a fantastic play fake. And if you don't believe my words, just watch the actions of these 2 guys right here and tell me whether you believe they think this is going to be a run play or not. Big time bite on the fake. Now, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We say that here in the South. So play action. Look for that slant right over the middle again. However, defense responds. It's not there. watch the quick fake, pulls the ball back, knows he has man coverage on the outside, so he just says, I'll take a low percentage throw on a back shoulder fade with man coverage to a guy who I know can go make a play. So nice reaction here, play fake, it's not there over the middle. I'll just show back shoulder fade. It's not open at all. It's pretty good coverage to begin with. It's just not a very good job of finding the football, bad football location, doesn't get his hips turned, and Texas A&M just turns it into a touchdown. Matt, we look at numbers one more time here for the Auburn defense. 4 D linemen up front, you're going to bring 5. Really 5-on-5. You hope one of those guys wins a one-on-one. You find a way to get pressure. Going to have to play zone back behind it. Really 2 guys here stick out. Chris Frost, of course, is going to have that slant. It's actually going to come a little bit behind him here. The decisiveness of Kyle Allen, too. Take this snap, watch him plant the back foot, and know, I need to get rid of this football now. I got to push this football out now. We'll run it back after we watch him. But watch the quarterback here. Play fake, plant, and throw. These are things that aren't really coached at his age. He's been in this system probably since he was 7, 8 years old. I mean, he understands what's happening, but it's the decisiveness right there by the young quarterback to go out and understand where the route is going to be, have that anticipation, the confidence. And that's why some guys, they always seemingly work better, whether it's a 2-minute offense or when they go up tempo or off play action, because all of a sudden then it just becomes timing. There's no real decision making. It's play action, step up, boom, deliver. And you saw a little bit earlier, if it's not there, either throw it away or take that low percentage back shoulder fade. Maybe your guy makes a play. But again, this is a kid that's been doing this before he got to Texas A&M. He just has some different guys around him. The verbiage is probably a little bit different. Some of those reasons that it takes time to progress, maybe why he didn't win the starting job in the beginning. But again, we see him take the step. You're going to see your safety come up here, Derek Moncrief. You got to break down and force your guy to make a move. There's no need to try and decapitate this young man at this point in time, especially down in the red zone. So let's come up, let's plant our feet, let's break down like we did when we were in Pee Wee ball, shuffle, and then hopefully this guy's got to make a move outside, make a move inside, or try to give you a little juke, one or the other, and we got a couple other guys that can maybe come help and make a play. Instead, when you go torpedo, your guy's going to make a move, next thing you know, into the end zone for a score. So poor tackling again, guys that are still trying to take those big blows, trying to get that big hit, want to make SportsCenter. Instead, you give SportsCenter to Texas A&M. One thing with Ellis Johnson, Matt, I feel like there's a part of him mentally that is maybe obsessing about a pass rush a little bit right now, feeling like I've got to get pressure on these kids. Now, some of that could be a lack of confidence in your defenders on the back end. Some of that could just be knowing your competition, seeing what a pass rush has done to them on film, and thinking, this is our game plan. We've got to get to this guy and disrupt some things. It could go either way, and that's why he's a defensive coordinator, and I'm here talking to you guys in this makeshift studio. But you look again at the numbers game that we've talked about. 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers going to come. So you're committing 6 players here to get pressure. So if there's any sort of initial pickup, all of a sudden Kyle Allen and Texas A&M and Kevin Sumlin, they know we've got the advantage in the secondary. So you look at, again, these DBs are faced up, faced up, faced up, faced up. That tells me probably man coverage. Well, where do you see the most green in your man coverage? It's obviously going to be on a little slant route right here. Why do I want to go mess with all of this discombobulation and these defenders over here? And that guy's maybe there. I don't want any part of all of that if I'm a quarterback right here. I want easy. That's easy. One-on-one, easy. And I see these hips face forward, I know I'm probably going to have the advantage right there. It's asking a lot of Rudy Ford, your young safety, to take care of all this green on the back end. To me, it's asking a lot of a young man. Now, that's where a decision comes in. Do we have to get pressure and put the pressure on these guys back here and make their life more difficult? Or do we have confidence up here and do we help back there? Obviously, pressure is at a premium. That's what Ellis Johnson and his group think that they need. You see the initial pickup. Don't even have to worry about the end man on the line of scrimmage. One thing we talk about in coverage or in blitz pickup a lot of times is always handle your nearest threat. Always handle your nearest threat. So if this guy comes free, that's okay. He's as far away from the quarterback as he can possibly get. We're going to make sure we get these guys so no one's going to run in here and break my quarterback's chin. Snap comes, handle the middle, running back's even off a little bit, but it doesn't matter because you know you got a one-on-one and you know you got a kid who has a great understanding, we've already seen it, of play action. We'll go look at it one more time. If you don't think play action is valuable, this one step, it only takes one small false step forward off a little bitty play action back here, and that does just enough to open up the slant. And you can see it right there from Jonathan Ford, just that one quick step up. He knows that I have an opportunity to fit that slant route in, and just excellent execution. You see it from that angle there the second time, and you say, "Ooh, that's a tight window." But if you know you've got that safety taking one false step, you have the time to fit that football in. Extra point field goal. This is something I did my entire redshirt freshman year. Thankfully, Rodney Allison, running back coach at Auburn, wanted me to be a part on special teams. I was actually your up back right here. This was what I played. And when I played, we pretty much just dove down and you leaned over and you gave them your rib cage. And guys like Anthony Simmons at Clemson would just take free shots at your ribs on extra point field goal. These guys have a little bit of a different mentality. The one thing you cannot have in extra point field goal is penetration. You can get away with a little penetration in the run game, in the pass game, even on punts, because your guy can move a little bit. These dudes can't move. They got to kick from where they need to kick from. So if you give up penetration, you're pretty much SOL at that point. You're done. And you'll see the penetration is going to come right here through 98, and which is really odd to me. And I haven't done this a lot with you guys, but this dude's been taking a lot of heat this week. Number 11. I've been people tweeting at me, calling me, texting me, Brandon Fultz, got the field goal blocked, got the field goal blocked. Well, that's not what the film says. The film doesn't say that 11 got the field goal blocked. Now, I'm watching the film, and I'm not seeing 11's dude block the field goal. So all you people that have been tweeting and hating and texting and calling into your radio shows about Brandon Fultz got the field goal blocked, you're wrong. You're wrong. You missed it. And look at the effort from Brandon Fultz. He's getting down there trying to get somebody. Now everybody sees the dude laying out and they think, oh, I got laid out and he just blocked it. Pay attention. You're not always right. You don't know everything. I thought Brandon Fultz had a pretty good game. We'll get to that when we talk offense. But again, winning special teams, plays like this are backbreakers. You lose your best football player early in this game. Just before the half, you feel like you might be climbing back into this game. You give up a play like this, mentally and emotionally, it's devastating. It's very difficult to overcome.
That's it for today in the AL.com film room. I'm Matt Scalisi for Cole Cubelic. Join us later in the week when we're going to take a look at Auburn's offense.